I don't know about you, but I'm really tired of paying top dollar for fertilizer. And with prices only going up, you have to ask yourself, is the fertilizer that I'm putting down a quality fertilizer for the price? Maybe? After doing a lot of research and tons of tests over the past 6 months, I have found that brewing my own liquid lawn fertilizer not only supplies my lawn with a lot of organic nutrients, but also billions of beneficial microbes. Wow! It's also allowed me to cut my fertilizer costs in half. Let's brew some fertilizer. Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB, giving you the best tips and tricks to survive life in and out of the garage. And remember, if you're feeling the vibe and you want to be part of the tribe, subscribe. It is no secret that liquid fertilizer is the best bang for your buck. This is where I believe that worm tea rises above the rest. Even with the driest of weather that we've had recently, my lawn is still the greenest on the block. Look over here, brown, brown. But you look over here, and all you see is green. Sure, there's a couple little brown spots, but that's typical when you got no rain and high temps. So how is worm tea so great? There's a lot to mention with this, so I'll keep it brief. When you brew this tea, you generate billions upon billions of microbes. I heard that 1 little tablespoon can have something like 5 billion microbes in it. Imagine what 2 5-gallon buckets have. These microbes help to restore polluted soil and utilize nutrients that may otherwise be locked up. They also help to aerate the soil and aid in the retention of water. This is also a great foliar spray, which helps fight off insects and ward off disease. And some of you may be asking, what's the NPK ratio? Or the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium ratio? I want to say it's right around 1:1:1. And some of you might say that seems pretty low. Well, it's all about quality over quantity. Many people use this on their gardens with plenty of success, so I figured, why not hit the lawn with it? Let's do this! Let's go over how to make this stuff. So here's how the whole party gets started. You're gonna need 2 buckets of water. Fill them up each 2 inches from the top. Now I figured out that 1 5-gallon bucket is usually gonna cover about 5,000 square feet. I have a 10,000 square foot lawn, so I'm gonna do 2. I have these buckets of water sitting outside so they can dechlorinate. This is gonna remove all the chlorine, and we don't want any of that in there because that'll kill our microbes. Just let it sit outside for 24 hours and you're good to go. Most faucet water has chlorine in it. You gotta get it out. These have been sitting out here for well over a day. Time to get them in the garage. Here we are back in the garage. You're gonna wanna pull your buckets indoors or into a shady spot so that way the microbes don't get harmed by the sun. Next, what we're gonna be putting in is unsulfured molasses.
Barbecue your assy molasses!
Our goal is to brew up billions and billions of microbes in here. It's gonna be party time in there. And this is what they're gonna eat. I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons and put it in each. That's 1. That's 2 in that one. That's 1. That's 2 in that one. So now what I like to do is take my drill with a mixer and mix up all that molasses into the dechlorinated water. This is so much easier than hand stirring. And good. That gets it nice and blended in throughout all the water. So over here I have my air pump, and these are some air stones. We're gonna be aerating this brew. Microbes tend to populate more when there's aeration going on. Now here's a little tip. Turn them on before you put them in, and you won't have any clogging of any kind. And when you take them out, make sure that they're still running. That way there's no clogging, and you shouldn't have any issues with these. Plug in our pump. In go the stones. Check out all that bubble action, yeah! The next item going in our brew here is liquid seaweed. Absolutely awesome for plant and root growth. It helps fight off disease, and it helps keep the insects away because they hate it. This really helps strengthen any plant's defenses. And it gives us a quick shot of potassium too. This product calls for 1 ounce per 1 gallon. So I'm gonna be putting in about 4 to 5 ounces per bucket. About 4 to 5 going in this one, and the rest goes in there. Good. That turned instantly black, just like that. Some of you may be asking, does this liquid seaweed smell? It has the faintest of odors. Probably like a 0.2 out of 10. It's that low. I would not use fish fertilizer at all. That stuff smells terrible. But if you want to get some really good kick out of this, use it. Next up on our list is our worm castings. These are an organic fertilizer. In case you're wondering about the NPK ratio, it's a 1:0:0. Remember, it's all about quality, not quantity. What I'm gonna do now is take these worm castings and put them in these cheesecloth bags. These do a really good job of keeping all the junk out of our liquid mix. If any junk gets out, that could clog up our backpack sprayer, and that's not good. good. So what we're gonna do is keep everything nice and tidy in these bags. This is black gold in here, baby. 4 cups going in. Now there's 4 cups in each cheesecloth bag. Simply seal it up. And what I like to do is take a twist tie and then wrap it up to make sure that absolutely nothing comes out of this thing. Close up the other one, seal it up. Then from here, what I'm gonna do is just dunk them a bunch of times. Just like you dunk a tea bag, it's gonna help get all those worm castings loosened up, get all the microbes out into the brew. I usually do this for about 30 seconds. And then what I do is I take the strings together and I hook on a little metal hook, just like so, down to the handles at the bottom. That helps to keep the tea bag suspended so that way it doesn't sink to the bottom. Usually though, by the end of this, it'll come floating up to the top. Now we're just gonna let it sit for about 24 hours and let it brew. I'm gonna leave some more information down below on the benefits of using worm tea, and all I ask in return is that you take a super quick second to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks. So now it's been over 24 hours and we are ready to use this worm tea. After brewing this for 24 hours, it's important to note that you should really use this right away. You can let this brew for pretty much up to 48 hours, but that is the top end. You cannot store this, and if you don't use this brew within a short period of time after you make it, the microbes will start to die off. Oh, my little friends, no! So get them on your lawn fast. To apply this, I'm going to use my backpack sprayer and a fan tip nozzle. I'll have this unit linked down below in the description. I'm gonna load it right up, and usually about 1 full bucket will go inside it. The remnants inside the tea bags I'll spread across my gardens where they can just break down. Now I am wearing gloves, and this mix is organic, but these tea bags are very slimy when you take them out, so I gotta wring them out. Just like that. Pretty slimy, man. And then I'm just gonna set them aside. And this guy is dark. It's also a good idea to take your mixer and mix everything up. This way the microbes are suspended in the solution before you begin. Just gonna pour it right on in with the pitcher. All full. So what I'm gonna do now is walk up and down my lawn in a grid, kissing one end of the fan tip spray to the last pass. Now you could use marker blue, but I'm not sure if that will affect the microbes inside our solution here. So I just watch my passes closely. While you're watching me spray, let's go over a few things. Ideally, if you can mow your lawn the day before or the day of, that's great. This will help open up the lawn so this worm tea can help penetrate better. I like to do this in the evening when the temperatures are a little cooler, and then the worm tea can do its thing all night long. Some of you might say you shouldn't spray your lawn at night. Morning is usually best. True, but you don't want a blazing hot sun burning away all your microbes during the day. Plus, these microbes fight lawn disease, and I haven't put any fungicide down on my lawn this year. I'm letting this worm tea do the work, and so far, no fungus or disease at all to report. So spray away and sleep easy, my friends. Other pests and bugs are virtually gone. I haven't dealt with them at all this year, and my numbers are way down from last year. If you have any pets or anything, I would keep them off the lawn for about an hour or two so this can fully absorb into the grass. And don't worry, it's fully organic, so it won't harm a thing. And if you accidentally overspray this in a certain area, don't worry, you won't burn anything. Now I've been applying this to my lawn about every 2 to 3 weeks. It takes about 5 minutes to make all this, and when you start breaking down the cost per application, it's minimal. And because I'm regularly applying this, I'm only putting my normal granular fertilizer down at a half rate, which is saving me money. Give me money. I'll have a video linked down below for you on my yearly fertilizing schedule too. Now I wanted to show you this. Here is the back grass strip next to our pool. Yeah, it's got a couple brown spots from the heat and lack of rain, but overall, this is really dark green, especially down through here. This area has not gotten any fertilizer of any kind except for the worm tea. That says a lot right there about the power of this stuff. That's green, baby. I've also been spraying this worm tea out on our gardens. Our garden box exploded when I started using this. I've actually never seen romaine lettuce this big before. Usually I've seen them much smaller. Same thing going on here, no insects or diseases to report. Loads of growth out there with plenty of produce. It's a great idea when you're done to hose out your sprayer. I've only had this fan tip nozzle jam up on me twice, and I've done this dozens of times now. So it's a good idea to keep everything clean. Don't forget to give me one of these, and be sure to check out more cool garage gear videos right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.